Hello, I'm Jordan Midler, and today we're not going to be talking about how loot boxes are evil or proclaim some mechanic to be the work of the devil. I want to talk about something a bit different. I want to talk about games that have helped me through profoundly not sound parts of my life. Despite somehow failing upwards into talking about games being my job, I don't think I've ever really grasped the enormity of what games have done for me as a medium. They've not only given me so much in terms of opening up experiences in my life that I thought were unattainable when I was young, they've also been a pal when things haven't been as good. Things in my personal life lately have been about as fun as contagious illness, but don't worry, this isn't a pity party. One, people haven't much worse than me, and two, if you have the misfortune of following me on Instagram, you've put up with enough stories of emotion songs for several decades, so we're not going to do that. We're just going to talk about a few games that have helped me the times that the dark has come crashing in. Borderlands 3 happened to come out just at the time that this Sadweight sesh was really kicking into high gear. I love the Borderlands games, I love their rough edges, I love the repetitive mission design, I love how frequently it rewards you. I love that because of the art style, the four main games all feel cohesive, and they've not really changed much from the game I fell in love with the first time I went to Firestone. Something about Borderlands manages to avoid the gnarled, cynical part of my brain. And that's surprising because the game has so much Family Guy energy that if it was any other franchise, I would be sitting down in the office with a red face, ranting about how it's about as funny as the boy in the striped pyjamas. I think it was Borderlands 3 lining up with a particularly tough time that actually revealed to me why I like it so much. There was this game on the PC called Time Clickers. You play as a gun and you shoot boxes until eventually you earn upgrades to where the gun shoots itself. It doesn't sound like a game, but I wasted 2 full days of my life during uni on it, so I love it dearly. That's essentially Borderlands. While I enjoyed playing through the story content, the bosses are way better this time, and it was cool seeing some old characters that I liked and some that I detested from previous games. It really hits its stride when you start getting guns that are so powerful you basically need to shoot once, throw out a grenade and your pet, and watch as the health bars evaporate. It's completely mechanical, it's watching numbers go down until you get to a number that's too big, then you need to try for a bit until eventually you wear it down and you get more loot. That's essentially Time Clickers. It's pretty meditative, even from the way the controller vibrates, the way the loot explodes out of enemies. It's just enough engagement that you're not just holding down the right trigger, but you don't have to pay attention with the split-second reactions that other shooters demand. I think it's just fantastic. I don't have a nuanced opinion on the game other than I couldn't stop playing it save for falling asleep at my desk. I suppose it's less mindfulness and more mindless, but it has this unique effect on me where I can just sit and play it for hours and hours and hours without going into pantomime dame hysterics about the things that are freaking me out at that moment. That's not an easy thing to achieve, so fair play. I clearly remember the first game that had this effect on me. I was 14 and through extremely fun events that I'll spare you from, I just found out that depression wasn't, to quote Dwight Schrute, a fancy word for feeling bummed out. As such, I was off school and schlubbing it round Paisley's finest retailers with my mum when I saw that Game Centre, my beloved and dearly departed independent game shop, was selling Mass Effect 2 early. I decided to pick it up even though I thought the first one was heavy boring, because the gaming podcasts that I'd just gotten into were in jubilant fits over it. I remember taking it home and lying about 2 inches from my needlessly large TV in my cupboard under the stairs sized room. This was before I was specky, but I can't imagine the two are related. As anyone who's suffered through something similar will know, trying to force yourself to enjoy something really results in anything but frustration with your own brain about why it won't sort itself out and stop being such a drama queen. But within an hour, there was a weight lifted off my chest. Even if it was only temporary, the orange and blue glow of the star map would light up my room and I'd feel like I was actually standing on the bridge of the Normandy. While I no longer had an actual crew to kick about with, there was Commander Shepard in the Normandy Massive, ready with all the expositional dialogue a lonely cat house regular could ask for. It helped that the game was actually amazing, but it's special to me because it was a pal when I needed one. It was a whole ship full of pals. You could literally go and do missions to get more pals, although considering the state I left them in at the end of the last mission, I'm not sure they feel the same way about me. I think a lot of people have such a strong reaction to RPGs for similar reasons. It's the ultimate escapist genre. If your life feels as grim as supermarket own-brand vodka, you can stick on Skyrim and batter the shite out some dragons, you can stick on Persona 5 and kick about Japan for a while, you can play The Witcher and pretend that you're a plank of wood. The options are endless. For every truly horrible moment in my life, I mean, so far, I am buzzing to see what the writers come up with for the next one. I have a game that I've used to insulate myself from the outside. I think games have worked for me when I'm struggling better than something like film or music, because games expect you to meet them at least part of the way. Even if it's minimal input, having control over something when you feel like you have no control over what's going on around you speaks to me in a way that's helped more than when I opt to rewatch House for the 30th time and mope. And that's not to say there's not room for that. People are going to go at their own pace, but I think games have been able to slap me about a bit and say, I know that things in your life are currently Sideshow Bob standing on or raking themselves over and over again. If you want to just come and kick about with us for a bit and take your mind off it, that would be sound. And I appreciate that. Knitting has been proven to help with depression, anxiety and other mental health issues, and knitting doesn't even have spaceships or cowboys or guns, so it stands to reason that games are about 1 billion times more effective. Thanks for watching this slightly different video, less of a rage quit and more of a sad quit. Let me know if you've had experiences like this in the comments below, what games have helped you and why. I'd be interested to hear. Also, if you are going through something, talk to someone. There's so many resources out there, because I mean Mass Effect is very good, but actually seeking professional help is kind of the smart thing to do, you know? Until next time, I'm Jordan Midler. See you later.